Hey guys, so today we are going to be going over our study guide for our test tomorrow. So we will be taking our Unit 4 test tomorrow, and the study guide pretty much follows exactly what the test will be. So this will be a good time for you to practice. If you are still struggling with some of these things, you can always go back to your Edpuzzles in your assignments and work on or watch those again to help you understand what you're missing. So on the test, we have the first question says to measure the line segments to the nearest ½ inch. So I have my ruler here, and I'm going to flip it to the inch side so that you guys can see it. And I want to put my 0 on the end of this line, so right about there. So when I measure it out, about how long is this line? So about how long is this line? You should have said it is about 7½ inches. So I can see 1 whole inch, 2 whole inches, 3 whole inches, 4, 5, 6. I said 7½, but you should have picked 6½ because here's the 6. It's not to the 7 yet. It is 6½. So I should have actually said 6½. So I'm going to write big 6, a half, and then it's asking for my units. I was measuring inches, so I'm going to put inches on my line. All right, the second one, there's another line. Same thing, I'm going to measure on the 0 and then measure out. And when I look at this one, about how long is this line? On this one, you should have said about 1½. It's actually a little bit greater than 1½, but here's the 1, here's the half. My next one would be 2. It is closer to the half than it is the 2, because here's the halfway mark of where I would go. If it was past this mark right here, then we would say 2. But since it's before this mark right here, we're going to say it's actually closer to 1½. So on my line, I'm going to write 1, big 1, ½ inches again. Okay. Number 2 says, use the data in the tally chart to make a line plot. Use the X's to show the data on the line plot. So here's our tally chart with the data. In the tally chart, we are looking at the number of books read over winter break, and then how many students read that many books. So on this first one, 0 books, meaning they didn't read anything over winter break. 1 person read over winter break. How many people read 1 book? 10 people, 5, 10, read 1 book. How many people read 2 books? You should have said 7 people read 2 books. And how many people read 3 books? You should have said 3 people read 3 books. So now that I know my numbers, I'm going to draw in my picture or my line plot. And the directions tell me for my line plot that I have to use X's to show the data on the line plot. So I've got my numbers here. I'm going to put it down here in my line plot. The title is the number of books read over break. I've got 0, 1, 2, and 3 books read. So how many people read 0 books? 1. So I'm going to put 1 tally mark. And that's going to be a little bit too big because I got to get 10. How many people read 1 book? We said 10, so I got to make 10 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many people read 2 books? Well, we said 5, and then 2 more is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, And then how many people read 3 books? 3 people did. 1, 2, 3. So when I'm done, I have my tally chart at the top with my line plot at the bottom. Okay, so for number 3, it says Dominic is playing What's My Rule, or My Polygon Rule. He place his polygons in this way. So in the first one, he has a rectangle and it looks to be a square. In this one, he has a parallelogram. They're all quadrilaterals, but for some reason, this one does not belong in here because this rule is different. So I have to explain what I think Dominic's rule is. What made him put these 2 in there in this circle, and then this one cannot go in this circle? So I know the features, the attributes that I often look at, the number of sides. Well, they all have 4 sides, so that's not the rule. The sides, are they parallel? So the top is parallel to the bottom. The left and the right are parallel. The top and the bottom are parallel. The left and the right are parallel. But on this one, they are also parallel too. So it's not that they aren't parallel to each other, or that they are parallel, because this, if my rule is that they're parallel, then this one would be in this circle. The other thing that I can think about is my angles. So rectangles and squares have right angles or square corners. So they form this square corner. Parallelograms, this parallelogram does not have right angles. So I think the rule is that the polygon has to have right angles. So when I write that, what could Dominic's rule be? I'm going to say Dominic's rule could be, I'm going to use some of my terms that I know, my math terms. These are quadrilaterals, so I'm going to use that. With 4 right angles. Okay, so that's my rule. Quadrilaterals with 4 right angles. Explain how you know. Well, rectangles and squares have 4 right angles, but a parallelogram does not. So Dominic's rule could be quadrilaterals with 4 right angles. Rectangles and squares have 4 right angles, but a parallelogram does not. All right. Number 4 says, look at these shapes. Part A says, how are they alike? How are they different? So what is one way that you can tell how they are alike? You should have said something like, they are both polygons. Could be one thing. They are both quadrilaterals because they both have 4 sides. And I think that's about it, how they're alike. How they are different is the trapezoid has 1 pair of parallel sides, but the parallelogram has 2 pairs of parallel sides. So that's how they are different. So the trapezoid has one pair of parallel sides and the parallelogram has two pairs of parallel sides. Okay, the trapezoid has one pair of parallel sides and the parallelogram has two pairs of parallel sides. That is how they are different. All right, looking at the third page, number 5. It says, trace the boundary of this shape, then find the perimeter. Remember to write the unit. So we have two things to do in this. We have to trace the boundary. The boundary goes around the outside. So I'm going to go around the outside of my shape. Okay. Then find the perimeter. Well, perimeter is found when you add them together. So I have 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3 feet. Okay, so now that I have my boundary traced and I know that I have 6 3 feet sides, I can think about my perimeter is going to be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Just double checking, making sure that I had 6 threes, and I can add them together. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 more is 9, plus 3 more is 12, plus 3 more is 15, 3 more is 18. So my perimeter is 18, and then my unit is feet, so 18 feet. Part B says, explain how you figured out the perimeter. Well, I added the length of all the sides to find the perimeter. And then I always like to write my number sentence in there. So I know 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 18 feet. So I have a short sentence, 2 sentences to help me. All right, which names could be used to name the shape? So this is part C. So we've got A, B, and C, and they're all talking about this shape up here. So what names could this shape be? Is this a hexagon? Yes or no? You should have said yes. A hexagon has 6 sides. This shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So yes, we're going to circle that. Is it a quadrilateral? You should have said no because quadrilaterals have 4 sides. Is it a polygon? You should have said yes because polygons are any two-dimensional, so flat shape that has 3 or more sides, and it is a closed figure, and there are no curved sides, and I guess it's closed, so this makes it a polygon. This is a type of polygon. Is it a pentagon? You should have said no because pentagons have 5 sides. All right, number 6 says, find the perimeter and area of the rectangle. There will be several on the test similar to this question. So you will see quite a few of these where you're finding the perimeter and the area. So they're saying that this is 1 centimeter from here to here. So this top side is 3. So let's go ahead and find the perimeter. What is the left side going to be? How long will that measure? You should have said 6. So that means that the bottom will be 3 and the right will be 3. Or will be 6, sorry. So how do I find the perimeter? The distance around the shape. You should have said add the sides together. So we're going to do 3 plus 6 plus 3 plus 6. Well, 3 plus 6 is 9, and then another 9, so 9 plus 9 is 18. The perimeter is 18 centimeters. Now I need to find the area. I could count my dots, but I want to use a number model. What is the space inside the perimeter? I take my length times my width, so I have 6 times 3, and that is 18. 18 is a popular number on this page. 18 square centimeters, because there are square centimeters in here. Remember, on the test, there will be multiple of these ones. So you'll be finding the area and the perimeter of many things. All right, number 7 says partition this rectangle into 2 rectangles. So partition means to split. I think I want to split my rectangle right here. It's hard to see with my blue pen, but right there. So I now have 1, 2. It says find the area of each rectangle. So the area of number 1, let's go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 and 3. So what will the area of this rectangle be? You should have said 15. What will the area of the second rectangle be? So this one is 2. And the bottom is 4, so what will the area be? You should have said 8, because 2 times 4 is 8. Then finally it says add the areas of your rectangle to find the area of the whole shape. The area of this whole shape is, you should have said 23. Because there are 23 square units in this rectangle. You will have to complete this assignment tomorrow. Well, yes, you will do this test on Friday. And a lot of it will be the area and perimeter. For today, you are going to be working on catching up with your zoo project. So if you still have not done your area and perimeters for your exhibits and those other pieces, you need to make sure that's done. We decided yesterday that I can't see when you hold your paper up here like this to see your zoo project, so we are going to do that on Kami. From your homepage, it's the grid paper. When you click on it, it takes you there. Remember that you are using your shape button to create rectangles to put onto your grid paper. And just complete those things, and then we'll be ready for the test on Friday.